3 fish are in a tank. One, ask the others, man, how do you drive this thing? Got him!
Yeah, that's pretty good. Real brain think of that one.
That was all about the delivery of that one. I had to get you off guard thinking it was going to be something completely different.
Yeah.
Reeled you back in. Like a fish.
Nah, I'm clapping this in. This is terrible.
Here at the glass table, we're just like you.
I like to play football, I like to watch football, and I like to talk about football.
Yay! I like to play football, and I like to watch football, and I like to talk about football.
But we do things a little bit differently around here.
That could be a dream, Jared.
Stupid dick.
Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the glass table. We're at episode 92. How you going?
Wow. We talk at that pace this entire episode. This will be a 25-minute episode.
I thought you were going to say if we talk about this at that pace for this episode, it will be an hour and 10-minute episode. So 4 hours.
This was so much content.
So much content. But
Yeah,
anyway.
We could, if anything interesting was happening in football right now.
Oh, that's the selling point. I thought there was something to follow after that.
No, I was just saying we could talk for 4 hours if anything interesting was happening in football, but unfortunately, I'm one of those.
Yeah,
times.
but like I prefer to talk to you without pressing the record button. Because
So do I.
on here, I have to rehash shit that happens. But before I get into my shit, how is you?
I'm doing well. We're doing very, very well. We're coming on our usual Monday night after another weekend of pretty mediocre football. This is like, a few weeks ago, I was like, maybe this is like how I'm feeling. But right now, I know this is absolutely how I'm feeling. I do not care for football right now. Like, I'm just like, whatever. Just get us to finals. Like, I could not want these 3 weeks to go quicker than right now. It's just so nothing. It's so nothing. So we're getting through okay. How are you doing?
There's a lot that I have to deal with. And it just keeps piling on. But I'm all right. Yeah, I'm doing what I can. I'm like you. I can't wait. No, I can't even wait. I want the whole thing done. Even the final series. Just rip the Band-Aid off, give the Crows the flag, and let them celebrate. Let me just see the 400 Instagram stories, the 500 statuses, all the tweets, and all the bite backs at Port Adelaide saying you couldn't get into a prelim, but we've just done it easy, and all that nonsense that I'll have to deal with day in, day out. Not only that, I'll have to post about 4 graphics a day about it too. I'm going pretty good.
Footy being footy.
A lot of built up frustration. I feel like I need this for therapy.
This is going to help.
Anyway, let's talk a bit more. That's, shit footy is shit footy, and Crows winning is shit football too. You know what? It's not shit. Our stupid sexies.
Yeah. Stupid sexy.
Yeah, well played.
You'll immediately now realize, everybody, that our stupid sexies are not football related because, like we said, Footy sucks. We got the same one again this week. If you'd like to introduce it,
I can introduce it, and we know that we're big wrestling fans, big WE nuffies, and that's one of the many things we have in common. And before we came on to record this, we actually spent probably 4 hours talking about it and what we think, everything. But we don't like to slam footy, but we love Summerslam. And 2025, Summerslam was our super sexy, and it was just awesome. I watched the entire thing, both nights, and the main events. Let me paint you the picture. Right?
Yeah.
wrestling's cool. It always has been. And when you start looking at the nitpicky stuff and people don't get what they want, it's the same with footy. Your team not winning, you don't like it, they don't make the right selections that you want and everything, then it just ruins it. But if you just enjoy the product for what it is and follow the story, you're going to enjoy it. And when I was sitting there Sunday morning, approximately 0.001 hours sleep, I think that equivalates to 30 seconds. I'm sitting there doing my work. I see CM Punk go 1, 2, 3. The audible gasp into the fist pump and I celebrated like it was a Port Adelaide goal. That's how. And then what the events that followed afterwards were phenomenal as well, and everything like that. Then I get to night 2, and I witness arguably the greatest John Cena match in the last 10 years. And I see that music hits. Jumbotron shines up in his colours again after all this time. The audible gasp and fist bump that I had was like a Port Adelaide goal. I was like 12 years old, where I didn't have a care in the world, and I was watching my favourite person run down the ramp. I'm so fucking glad I'm a wrestling fan.
It's a special thing. Like, after, admittedly, probably 3 months, 3 and a bit months of pretty average wrestling, or not average wrestling, but kind of just average stuff happening. There's good stuff, and there always is good stuff in wrestling. That's the best thing about wrestling, right? Is unlike the AFL, it can all be shit at the same time. Whereas the WWE, there is always something at least sort of good happening that you can be invested in. And if your team or the person that you like, there's other people that you like, just like one thing, meaning you like other things. But what happened with Summerslam, and you watched both nights fully. I watched the main events basically because I haven't been able to have the time yet. But you're absolutely right. Seeing the big blue John Cena Titantron, him running down with the title in hand, it's that's pretty cool. And I don't know if I've told the story on this podcast before, but in 2008, when he made his comeback from his pectoral injury, and it's the earliest memory I have of a pay-per-view watching live, basically.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah, the Royal Rumble. It's the earliest memory I have of watching a pay-per-view live. And when Cena's music hit at 30, I was at my dad's house, and I just was in raptures. I was just and the story goes, I remember this kind of story goes, I sprint out of the room all the way down to my bedroom, grab my John Cena figurine out of the box, and come sprinting back so that I could see. So I missed his entrance basically because I was too busy going to get his figure. And then I spent the rest of the time just emulating every movie he did on the TV with the figurine kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that was great. And so seeing him still going around and doing his business and having great matches with Cody and all that kind of stuff and setting up stories to come in the future is very, very nice. And that's just a good little feel-good thing. I'm like, you know what? It's still got it. Wrestling will never lose it. It'll always have it. And yeah, makes me very, very happy.
I think I've watched the promo from the SmackDown night before about 5 times.
Yeah.
And I think every single time I've screamed, "The champ is here," verbally.
The classic.
I've never walked around work or the footy club or anything like that. If someone pisses me off, I just say, "You want some? Come get some." Doesn't quite work when you're chatting along with some people, but others it works.
Yep.
Doesn't work in a bank because they're actually like, "You want something? Come get some." And I was like, "Well, okay."
Yeah, you win.
The Uber driver, well, technically you have to take me places, so fair enough.
Got me there.
But no, I'm a very, very happy 28-year-old male watching my wrestling and just enjoying it. You got to find the little things in life that you enjoy.
Yeah, little things in life work. Yeah.
At the moment, it's Lego and wrestling, which apparently was the same 20 years ago. So
yeah,
and 20 years ago, my football club sucked. 20 years later, Footy club still sucks. But I still have Lego and wrestling, so it's all good.
Swings and cycles. You're actually right. I noticed that life is a flat circle. Everything keeps on rolling back in. I still like my wrestling, still like my Lego, still like my Marvel. As I'm pointing at the Tony Stark heart on my desk right now.
And I just saw the new Spider-Man outfit as well.
Yep, looks like a banger. And I'm like, there we go. Look at that.
You know what? I'll be going to the cinema
Thank you very much.
in my Spider-Man outfit that I wore 25 years ago.
Got Spider-Man Funko Pop sitting on my drawer that I can see right now. Everything stays the same. And so while my football team may be shit, and to be fair, 20 years ago my football team was okay. Bad now though, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. Either way, there's always something good. And that's what's good right now.
You know who else is good?
Yep.
Callan Ward.
Yes.
And he is a stupid, sexy stalwart. Stalwart.
Yeah. He's basically the honorary pick. He's the football pick of this week's episode.
He is the football pick. So we chose Summerslam because it was actually the only good thing that happened the weekend. Well, the Saints won, but it's like North. So it's kind of like
it was
when you win a multi, but it's like you won $30 off of $10.
You're like, great.
It's a win. Appreciate it. But yeah, obviously Callan Ward announcing retirement. It was inevitable. We know that. But I think now we can give him his due credit.
Yeah. I also think Callan Ward's legacy extends far beyond the games played. And he played a fantastic amount of games. His legacy extends far more than just games played. It is so hard to be like in a new team, having to build the team up from the ground, basically, in a state that no one really cares about footy and in a town where no one knows who you are, kind of thing. Like, it's so hard. And he has been there from the start. He has been there from the very moment the Giants began all the way through. I looked today, of every Giants player that has ever played, only 2 haven't played a game with Cal Ward. That's fucking nuts. That is insane to me. He not only played a lot of games, he helped the Giants become the team that they did today. They wouldn't have made that grand final. They wouldn't have been in all those finals that they have been in without him. And while he may not have all the career accolades to go with it, he's still had a fantastic career. He might not have the career accolades to go with it, but God, he did a lot for the game of football, especially in Western Sydney. And you just got to give him credit where it's due. And he's also, not only that, just a fantastic human being. Just an awesome bloke, you know? And that's really nice to see. Not just a guy that like helped his team, but he's just a good dude. And that's very, very nice.
I think as well, like you feel for him with the Dogs granny in 2016, because you know he would have been an integral part of that. But I think his legacy, even without a premiership, it stands on its own. He will be a Hall of Famer. He will be someone that goes down in our game where years to come, people will still mention Callan Ward.
He could very well. This would be a cool little touch. You could name the Giants' best and fairest award after him. I think that'd be a cool thing to do. He was like, he's like their first legend, you know? Like he's like, that's my theory anyway.
Well, you could do best and fairest, or you could do like they actually have a name for a best clubman type thing.
Yeah, like player's player or like that kind of stuff. Yeah, give it the Cal Ward trophy because you can tell. Everyone loves him. You can tell the coaches love him. You can tell the fans love him. He is like the epitome of a cult club favorite and would be very, very cool to be able to honor him that way.
Millions of words go with him. Like legend, leadership. He's just a great individual. And another one that we lose, the game of footy.
Yeah. Which
is very, very difficult. And I have a feeling there's another one coming.
Which could have been confirmed by now, but we don't know. Yeah.
Could be Travis Boak as well. So, and I think it's funny. Like, I look at Cal Ward and I look at Travis Boak, and their career trajectory is pretty much near similar.
Like, I was about to say, they're very similar in their ways of how they went about
it. Cal Ward came in the system in 2008, finishes 2025. Boakey was 2007 in his first year. Both took their clubs from basically the ground up.
Yep.
I know Trav was the one club footballer, near 400 games, absolute legend. But it's the same, like best and fairest winners, great footballers, leaders, but individually still great human beings.
Yep.
And I think the game sort of loses that aspect of great human beings. You know, we talk about the superstars. Oh, we love Nick Dacos. Oh, we love Marcus Bont. Marcus Bontempelli will be the next
He'll be a great bloke.
great guy,
Yeah.
great human, great footballer. You know, there you want to make a list of those, and Cal Ward's in there, and Boakie's in there, and Bont will go down as that too. There are many in the system, many that aren't shown upon, and I think Cal goes down as that, and Boakie will too. And it's kind of weird recording this pre the announcement.
Yeah. Pre the official announcement kind of thing. It's one of those things where you look at it and, you know, obviously it's an inevitable thing. You feel for Cal Ward in that he didn't really get the opportunity to play out his final, you know, few games, and you know the Giants could play finals again this year. It would have been great if like a fairy tale run was with Cal Ward kind of thing. Boak's had a bit of a different one where this year he's sort of in and out of the side, but he's leading the boys around and doing what they can. So they've had sort of different finishes, which is, you know, like you said, they've had a very similar career, but you know they've had those different sort of finishes. But the one thing they just have in common is they would give and they would die for their football clubs. Like they would do everything they possibly could to die for their football clubs. And it's just it sucks to lose them because, you know, they're what the game always needs. And there always will be, like, not saying that that's a dying breed, because people will retire in 5-10 years and you'll be like, yeah, what a great bloke. But it just sucks to lose a couple, you know?
DNA, I think, they're the DNA of their football clubs.
This is also that time of year of retirements where it's just like, man, that sucks. like I have a feeling Nat Fyfe is going to be on that list very shortly as well, and that sucks. You know, we had Michael Walters a bit earlier in the year as well. Just not fun, not a good time.
It's funny, like Trav Boak is the last of that great draft year we had with Boak, Gray, Westhoff, David Roden. I think Paul Stewart was in there. Yeah. But like, the retirement factor of everything is really, really sad, because as a person that you invest your football club in, you invest with these players, you grew up watching these people, and Giants fans who became Giants, members in 2012, their first year, or even before that, they're sitting here going, this is the first legend of our football club. And
the guy that was there.
I know a lot of people that will grow up supporting Port Adelaide will be like, this club was basically gone at the end of 2011, and you get a signing like Trav, who's just captain material, fantastic human being, and he has all the time in the world. It's like, it's really hard to comprehend a retirement of that factor, I think. And, we talk about footy being shit and the end of the year wanting to be, and I think these are the certain reasons that you don't want to end.
Yeah.
So, well, when it gets announced and when you watch this, know that I won't have a smile on my face. I will, but I'll also have the Niagara Falls coming out of my eyeballs.
But it's in celebration of a great career, in celebration of what he's been able to achieve. Both him, Ward, anyone you can say at the minute that does the retiring and everything, and it's one of those things that you just hate to witness. You're absolutely right. Like Boak, for as long as I have been a conscious, living, actual person, like I like to consider that 2007 is about when I started to figure out what actually was going on in the world.
What a description.
Boak's been a Port Adelaide player for as long as I've been alive in my brain. You know what I mean? Like I was living before, but for as long as I can be like, you know what, I'm switched on now. Boak has been a Port Adelaide player. So it's one of those ones where you're like, man, that's just, it sucks. And like there's been ones over the years, like
Scott Penner is another that will happen.
Yeah, well, although I just saw a thing before, he's just signed on for another season, or he's just about to announce his
we'll do it next year then, won't we?
Yeah, next year will be that thing where it's like, for as long as I've known anything, he's been a Pies player. So like, crazy stuff. But yeah, we'll see how it all goes, and he'll get a big lap of honour on grand final day, which will be very, very special.
Oh, the people that turn up to the Adelaide Oval. I remember when Robbie Gray retired, and I've never seen a more invested, more committed, more congratulative crowd than that showdown win that year. And just watching, I was off my fucking rocket too. It was after a silly Saturday. And I just remember, and it's clear as day, I just remember watching Robbie do that lap. And I reckon the lap went for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I've never cried longer in my life. Not because I was crying. I was crying with the fact that, hurry up. And no, I was only kidding. I wanted, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't realize what you have until it's gone.
Yeah. And like, you know, you look at ones that I've had, like I've had the Rui one, and it's like one of those ones where like, yeah, I probably wasn't old enough to like fully comprehend. Like I was old enough, but like didn't like think about it as much. But I remember like same thing. I've never seen so many people just like weeping, just like, man, this sucks. Like Nick Riordan has been like the guy forever. And then like 2008, Robert Harvey's retirement was in the prelim final after we got belted by Hawthorn. And it was him getting chaired off the MCG. And it was like, man, like that sucks. Like that's a shit way for a legend of the footy club to go out, kind of thing. So, you know, it's just those things that you think of in the moment. And yeah, this is the time of the year for them where they do these laps of honor, and you're like, man, like I remember just last year with Dusty's where it was like that's one of the most special final like lap of honor things I've ever seen in my entire life. The Dusty one, like Richmond were terrible, and they got 95,000 people at the MCG, and I'm like, that's fucked. Like that's a fucked up thing to do. And I've like, you know, like you said, it's going to be a packed out Adelaide Oval. If it's announced that this week is his last week, kind of thing, it will be packed. There will be people everywhere, and it'll be great.
Absolutely, there'll be 50,000 at Port Freo, which will be absolutely rare, and no one will turn up for Cairns well because we're sick of them.
After another loss, which if you haven't seen the review, I do this every time. If you haven't seen the review,
yeah, it's you know, I'm still infatuated by the performance that was given on the weekend because it was totally expected. But
not often does it play out exactly how you'd expect it to.
Well, the first quarter I was like, hang on.
Or a sniff.
Then it blew out the water. But what got me is obviously Zach Butters was tagged and no one helped him out. You know, no one was there to assist. And when Butters, and this is actually a negative in his game, when Butters he's not fired up, right, and he's not getting his way type of thing, he won't take people out per se, but he just, you know, he's not going 100%. He will flatline. Yeah. So people got to help him out. But then again, he's got no one really skillfully helping him out.
Especially with Rosie going out and everything, like Horn Francis not playing. He barely had any soldiers out there.
And he was the captain on the day too.
Yeah, he had no one out there in the first place. So it was definitely a tough day for Butters.
You've got, I think we had 14 blokes under 50 games, 60 games.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. On the other end, you've got Big Wall walking around. And he was going to be my stupid sexy until I watched SummerSlam. But Big Ollie.
Yeah.
I've never seen a player be so talented. And people will be like, oh, but he can't really kick and this and that. But I'm like, hey, he puts his head over the ball. He's a natural ball.
He wound it back a bit.
He does it with half a heart. Like, it was a vintage... Oh, excuse the pun. Vintage Wine's performance on the weekend.
Wine.
Vintage Wines on the weekend. And I tell you what, that box head. He'll be the next one. He's going to be the next one that'll retire in a couple of years and we'll be here going, man, just a good bloke.
Good bloke. Got a photo with me at the nightclub that one time.
I don't have that with Trav, but I have that with Ollie. I've never been more appreciative. And I know we've talked about moments where we've just random occasion we've seen someone. But holy fuck, I will relive it again. Just being in a nightclub after a grand final, you got the Brownlow medalist walking in of all the nightclubs on Hindley Street. And I've got Ollie Wines walking down. And I've got people with me and they're going, I reckon you could ask him for a photo. You're the pair. You reckon ask him for a photo? Sorry, boys, I've got all my time in the world. I've got him asking me for a photo. Couldn't believe
it. Sensational.
Yeah. So he's a great guy in a shit side and just leads me to be why is the shit being shit, Jared?
I was going to say right before we started this, I said, welcome to the land of your football team being shit. It's been a long time since you've experienced this, probably 10 plus years. And this is what it's like for the rest of us. We have to deal with this on occasion. But it seems like this year, more teams than ever are copying it at the same time. And it sucks, man.
I've never seen a group of clubs all, individually, but collectively say, after around 18 gone, well, we're fucking done for the year, I reckon.
I'm done. West Coast, North, Richmond, Essendon, Carlton, Melbourne, Port Adelaide. Everyone's just been like, don't care. I'm done. I've had enough.
What do you mean we got to play this week?
I don't even care.
That's not in my contract.
It is wild. Teams are shit now. And this is a thing that I wanted to bring up. And I mentioned this to you before because it is a astonishing stat. Since round 14, only once has a bottom 9 team defeated a top 9 team. And that was Sydney beating Freo. And it was 10th versus 9th. We talk about
crazy.
Talk about the season being bad, and a thing that makes the season great is like the upsets, the come from behind victories, these kinds of things. We've had fuck all of any of it.
we peaked in round 1.
Yeah,
because Richmond defeated Callan.
Beat Carlton, and that was the biggest thing we'd ever seen. Yeah, and nothing has come close to that since.
It's very, very funny to me because I think we look forward to the good games. And like we talk about the weekend, the good game was supposed to be Thursday night. And the Giants are like, oh, well, we don't have our captain, so maybe we'll just take a week off. That's fine. Then I talk about like Hawthorn. They played one good quarter against the Crows. It was actually a good game of footy, probably the only good game of footy on the weekend.
Lions Collingwood was pretty good for a while. For like 3 quarters, it was all right.
Swans are only close because I think they absolutely pissed down before.
Yeah, it was shitting down.
You even said they lost their banner. There was a joint banner, I think it was supposed to be too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was meant to be a joint banner, and it was just a really funny worded tweet from the Bombers, just being like, we've lost our banner. And I was like, man, that's funny. You poor guys. Just couldn't do it.
There's nothing worse than running out. You're going to play in the wet, and you just see your banner deteriorated and broken. Wind's torn it apart, and then you go down to warm up, and there's like little pieces of fragments of the banner just blowing past you, and it's like, is that confetti? No, actually, it's just your banner.
My low stakes conspiracy theory is that if Collingwood's banner hadn't been destroyed pre-game of the 2018 grand final, they would have won that. That's my low stakes conspiracy theory, because that would have fucking rattled you.
That's a great game. Yeah, but
would have rattled you.
I reckon. Well, yes, but also they started really well. So I reckon
that's actually a good point. It almost did the opposite effect. But I don't know. I could just imagine running up the race, be like, "Here we go," and you look at your banner, it's just gone, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
John Cena's banner. You can't see it.
Like, what is happening? It's just the low stakes. I mean, there's a lot of reasons they lost that. I also think it was the runner. Remember when the runner ran across and fucked up the kick? Yeah, that was big too. But either way, there's a lot of things, but that's just a very funny thing to me. And yeah, losing the banner is hilarious. And yeah, that was the other reason that game was close, because it was pissing.
Got to be top 5, I think. Worst things in footy.
Losing a banner? Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be close. There's not many other things I can think of.
Things out of your control. Yeah. So
it's atrocious.
Playing in Launceston at 12:50 on a Saturday, and knowing, and then knowing that you have to play in torrential downpour, but the wind is blowing. In one way, you're going to get hit, and the other way, you can actually feel yourself. Right, windy footies. Yep, I like that. Losing your banner, winning the coin toss and pointing the other way. Trent Cotchin, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, Koch, that was a tough one. Pointing into a fucking hurricane.
Yep. I was there that day.
9 goals.
Let me tell you. That thing, it almost blew the city out of the city. Yeah. That's how windy it was going.
Yeah.
Your digital ticket not working to get you into the ground.
Yeah, it's always a good one. That is always a fantastic one. I also hate it when you get to your seat and it's already wet before you sit on it.
Yeah.
Shit show. I'm like, this is just fucking great. You're like, yeah, exactly what I want. Now I have to put my jacket down, but I have to take my jacket off, so now I'm cold. And you're like, this fucking sucks. Enough.
And then I got to put my jacket back on, but it's wet because I sat on it.
Yeah, it's just one of those fucking things, Footy, yeah.
How good's footy?
It is. It's great. But you know what? We got through it. A lot of just forgettable games. So
Do you reckon Freo realise that they have to play a first half?
no, I don't think that's. I
I've
think it's.
done this a few times now.
They did it against us as well. They did it
That's
against St Kilda.
my referencing point.
They let St Kilda get off to a flyer and then said, "Oh wait, we've got to play again." Oh yeah, true. And then kicked it back into gear towards the back end. Yeah, I mean, it is funny that they do it against the real shit teams that they know they can go over the top of. So they're like, "Oh yeah, like it's fine. We'll figure it out."
Hayden Young is very much in the conversation as well of the worst injury-prone player. He's right up there with Jordan Ridley.
I was just about to say him and Jordan Ridley are in a group chat of some kind because those two fucking guys get injured every second week, and it sucks. And the Hayden Young one especially sucks because I love him so much as a footballer, and he just can't get out there. Like he literally cannot get out there, and I'm like, man, what is happening to you right now?
He got subbed out on purpose last week just so he could
Just
be
so he didn't do
rested.
this. Yeah,
This is what happens when you sub people out.
just let it happen.
Just let it go. They didn't do it in the last quarter. He's still going to get a medal last week.
Yeah, let him play their footy.
Jesse Hogan is another one.
Yeah, Jesse Hogan gets injured. At least he's been like sort of more consistent over the last sort of few. Jack Martin up until sort of this year even this year for the first half of the year he didn't touch the field because he was injured. There's players like that everywhere. Will Day is in that group chat. Will Day is fucking made that group chat. he's gone again. And he's hurt his foot again and now he's out for the year and that's probably all done. I'm not gonna lie to you. So
Sam Lawler's very much on his way to that too.
I hope he doesn't, but he's tracking that way.
You
Yeah.
can't have 3 strings in a year, mate.
3 strings in your rookie season is a tough thing to go through.
But we'll always have that round 1 game.
We will always have when he was the biggest star in footy.
For one night only.
One night only.
Returns.
Him and whatever his fucking name is. Backflip man were just cooking. Seth Campbell. Those two were just the guys. And yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. And North doing their typical thing of trying to win something that's just a pointless win, but then like they're only showcasing they can show up because they got pelted last week.
Yeah, it was the classic. We have to prove to our fans that we are sort of trying a little bit.
Nothing better than doing that against a 12th place St Kilda.
Against the 14th at the time. I don't think 14th now. It was one of those things
14th
where
place.
You knew it was going to be close. You knew it was going to be shit. And it's just the Sunday, like 1:40, just... Oh, I tell you what, Marvel is a genuine time vortex because I felt like a night game the entire time. And then I kept looking at the watch and I was like, it's fucking 4. I was like, Jesus. It was rough. It was one of those games where you don't. And like after the game, we'd won and it was like, great. And I just was like so empty. I was like, all right. Great. We had a win. Fantastic. Oh, man.
I've got this idea in my head that you can actually, if you want to really get rid of these terrible games, play them when we can't watch.
Yeah.
Like
Sunday,
you could put that. Yeah. Yeah. We had the conversation about it before when you could possibly do footy for special occasions. But I think you could just do it for an occasion. It's not special. It's just maybe a shit occasion.
Just to get it out of the way.
You know, like Melbourne.
Marble, 6 a.m.
Yeah. Melbourne West Coast at the MCG. Let's actually move it to Casey Fields.
Yeah, I like that. Remember in like the preseason when it was like the match simulation games, and there was that one in Perth where it was West Coast Richmond, and it was played at 8:30 local time. Do that. just do that. Play it at the West Coast training ground at 8:30 local time.
I would love to wake up at 10 a.m. on a Saturday, know that Melbourne West Coast has played, and I don't have to watch my fantasy players score. I wake up and I'm like, oh, track got 100, killer. Nice work. Good work, mate.
Phone down. Yeah, I wish that was the case. I'm just thinking back to those match simulations. I saw a bit of it in the women's practice matches this week. We played in Perth and it was 9 a.m. local time. And I was like, absolutely. It's literally like they're playing it so they can just get it out. Game's done by 11. You're sinking beers by 12. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And you're home by like 10 p.m. Your day's good.
Fantastic. Get rid of the games that you don't want to watch of these ones. Then I'm looking at Melbourne West Coast. I'm looking at Saints North. I mean, Freo Carlton even a little bit. Sydney Essendon. Just doesn't matter. Play them whenever you want. Don't broadcast them. It's okay.
I'm also getting to the point where we should just have every single week a lottery of the top teams and get to come. Well, the team that's higher on the ladder gets to choose when and where they play.
Yeah, I'm about it.
You know
then they'll
what?
make the right decisions. Essendon will never
Correct.
pick where they play, and that's fine because you don't need to. Like, you do what you want to do. Kind of.
I understand fans need to know like what day and time and stuff, and I'm all for that. And round 24 not being announced yet is still really ridiculous to me. But I am all for the fact of a floating fixture. Clubs get to pick it. Unfortunately, if you're ninth, then you get the last time slot. But at least you know, like, at least we'll get a somewhat decent one.
Yeah, I'm all for. I think like the timing, I don't think matters. I'm all for letting the TV channels pick what games they broadcast. the NBA do this. They do national TV games. They pick it like by month, basically. Let the channels do that. Let Seven get your pick of like they still get 3 games a weekend. Let them pick what ones they want, and then Fox get everything else. And because they broadcast all the games anyway, that's what I think. We've given the fixture a lot of shit over the last few weeks, deservedly so. They did all right this week. Like Thursday should have been good, but it wasn't. Friday was pretty good. Saturday night was pretty good. So they at least got those ones okay. They got the primetime ones okay.
I blame the teams then.
Yeah, it's all the team's faults. And even like Collingwood Brisbane in front of 85,000 people, and even still 65-92.
This is their problem, Collingwood. And I figured it out, right?
Yeah.
This is what I've got. I understand you've got your Dacos boys. I understand you've got Pendlebury and Sidebottom, who's probably your 2 midfielders underneath that. Lachie Neale, Hugh McGluggage, Josh Dunkley, Will Ashcroft, Levi Ashcroft. What do you think they have in common, Jared?
They're all really good at football.
They all fucking led their possessions on the weekend.
They're all
really pissed me off. Really pissed me off about this game. It's. I understand it was a Collingwood home game and the hype of it all, and I know they got this X Factor player, the AFL's love child in Nick Dacos. But when I have Gary Lyon spitting down my ears, telling me that Will Ashcroft is playing like Nick Dacos right now.
A guy that's a year younger than him.
Not everyone has to be compared to the Dacos boys.
He's a literal whole year younger.
Will Ashcroft is being Will Ashcroft.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see Will Ashcroft getting a contested possession. Nick's not doing that. You see Will Ashcroft defending his opponent. Nick's not doing that. Where's he sitting? 5 meters off the contest, waiting to be glazed like an original donut. Very, very good footballer. Not denying that. But there are flaws in that man's game.
Obviously. There's flaws.
I will be here for the downfall of him.
He's getting he's had a tough one. And I mean, like, you look at that game on the weekend and he got outplayed like pretty comfortably. Had a goal early, but got outplayed pretty comfortably. Was good early, and then when the going got tough, he got going.
3 possessions in the last quarter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When the going got tough, usually when you say when the going got tough, but he got going, they get going in a good way. He got going out of the MCG and down the race and to his rooms and didn't want to come back out because it was just one of those games. And you're absolutely right. I'm sick of people comparing Will Ashcroft to Nick Dacos because he's younger and he's his own player. And I'm not going to say he's going to be as good as Nick Dacos because I still think he's fantastic. But Will Ashcroft is a Norm Smith medalist. So you can't say anything about that. So he's fantastic. The Lions were just really good. Logan Morris is incredible. I love that guy so much. I think he's amazing. And I just love a lot about what Brisbane are doing. I know you're the biggest Hugh McCluggage fan in the world, and he's absolutely fantastic and just continues to be, and he will be All-Australian this year, which I'm very excited about. I saw a really funny tweet after the game on Saturday, and I thought it was like a similar thing to what you were going to say. The problem with Collingwood, and it was about Darcy Moore, and someone tweeted out saying, "I figured out Darcy Moore's weakness. His weakness is when his opponents lead at the ball." And that's a really funny weakness to have as a key defender. Because it's a really big part of the game. So if your weakness as a key defender is when your player leads at the ball, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble. And this, like, Craig McRae's been given a lot of love for his team selection over the years and stuff. He's fucked it the last few weeks. He's picked some not good players. Like, you can talk about Frampton. He allows Darcy Moore to do things that he wants to do, which is intercepting and flying off and off his opponent. Whereas with Billy Frampton not there, Darcy Moore has to be on him, and he's not as good at that. So I'm not saying Collingwood are cooked because they're not. They'll probably still make a grand final. I'm probably still picking
the Pies are so locked in to win the next 3 games.
Yeah. So, like, I'm not saying they're not going to play in a grand final because they will, but I can see why they're losing games right now. It's not like they're playing their best footy. I can see they're not, but I know it's things that they will change. And they, like, Fly will stop fucking around with selection, and he'll pick Jeremy Howe, he'll pick Frampton, like, he'll pick the guys that he needs to, and then they'll win all their games, and then they'll make a grand final because that's just how you do it.
Brisbane are winning the flag.
Bang, just like that.
I'm telling you now. The Cats have got an easy run.
Yeah.
The Pies are faltering. The Crows, I think, have peaked a little bit too early. We don't know what they're going to like in finals.
Again,
The Crows are favourites right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely deservedly. But I reckon they don't know what they're like in finals. And I saw a bit on Friday night where the pressure around the ball, when they get tested like that, if that's sustained, Hawthorn did it for 1 quarter.
Yeah.
If that happens for 4 quarters, a lot of players in that circle do fumble a little bit. Looking at you, Peatling. But that's besides the point. The Lions, they know. They know exactly how to do it. The Suns last week, no worries. They took a week off. This team knows how to respond. And if I'm sitting here right now, Brisbane are going to win this grand final. They're going to win it this year.
I think I'd be okay with that. I think I'd be okay with the back-to-back Lions. I don't have any hatred for the Lions. I actually quite like a lot of their footballers. I'm a big fan of a lot of their players. So I'm like, you know what? That's fine. You do you kind of thing. But I wouldn't be surprised if Collingwood, like you said, Adelaide, obviously. I just think Adelaide's sort of lack of experience in that finals footy kind of atmosphere might get them down. Not saying it's going to, but, like, could very well.
Question marks are there.
Yeah, it could very well cost them a little bit. I think there's just a bit going. And I think the Cats won't be well prepped enough because they're playing some lowly teams leading into it. And
all they're doing is fucking farming Jez.
Yeah, they're too busy trying to feed Jez, and they're gonna lose themselves, I think. So it's very interesting. And yeah, I suppose we'll see how we go. The one thing about Collingwood that I did like, though, is their jumper. And people can make a lot of fun about the fact that they went retro and it looks the exact same. However, we were talking about this before. There's a few things that we like very, very much. The one thing that I will say is that I really liked that the Emirates logo was the old Emirates logo. It had Fly Emirates, and it looked old. And your favorite thing, which you only brought up to me, and then I realized afterwards, is
the KFC logo on the back.
Yeah,
it's retro.
I appreciated that the sponsors got around it and said, "Yeah, that's fine. We'll do the old logos as well."
I think because Collingwood have had those. Well, KFC are very flexible, I think, in their sponsorship. As long as they got the logo there.
Yeah, they have to do whatever. Yeah.
But Emirates have been with Collingwood for so long.
Forever. Yeah.
So I think that was more than fine. They looked good. And it just brings me back. And I saw Frio's on the weekend. I think Freo have done it enough times now where I'm like, oh, I've seen it enough. It's not really that retro anymore.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, man, I don't even care anymore, Freo.
Like, I thought they were actually just wearing their normal jumper again.
You lost your edge, Freo.
And this is my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why don't we just fucking bring back a retro round?
Yeah, I think they will. I reckon they will as of sort of next year. I think it'll be a retro round.
I think we've run out of Guernseys, actually.
Be cool, though.
I don't know what we've got.
Speaking of, I don't know who. I mean, like, a lot of the teams just have the same ones. I would love to see Richmond bring back their old logo for once. That'd be really cool. I'd be a big fan of that. And, like, the mustard yellow instead of the more sort of fluoro they got right now, that'd be cool. But the one thing, and this is the thing that I want to bring up, and it's the first time we've ever spoken about this, and it's the first time I've seen anybody speak about this. It might have happened before, but I'm going to say that I was first. So cop that, everybody.
Ooh, hello, exclusive.
I think it's time for a new AFL logo. I think it's time.
The last one was changed, 25 years ago?
Yeah. So my thinking is Collingwood, along with their old sponsors, had the old AFL logo as well on their chest. The D's did that as well with the Flamehead one earlier in the year too. Great. I think it's time for a new one. I don't know
What
what
makes
to
you
change.
think that?
I don't know. I just think I'd like a bit of a revamp, a bit of a refresh. The sport itself is becoming stale, as we've said. And I just think shuffle it up a little bit. Make it interesting. I think there is an opportunity for a cool, new looking modern logo.
I think you've seen clubs successfully do it. Adelaide, Gold Coast, St Kilda.
Yep.
Port Adelaide were very good when they did theirs 5 years ago.
Collingwood's new one's pretty good.
Collingwood's pretty
Sydney's
good.
new one's pretty good.
Don't want the same designer as who've done a few clubs. Look at you, Geelong, Hawthorn, North, Richmond, even Collingwood. Collingwood's good, but those teams. I reckon a bit of a retro flavour back in because the retro is in, right? Retro is the vibe. I think with the AFL, they've come up with a logo that is so outstandingly good because of the fact that it looks like a football. They've got goals in there.
Right. They've done everything right.
I think it's got the oval aspect. It's also got everything it needs, and I agree. Maybe a freshen up would do, but also
just have this little thing. It's not a big thing, and I'm not going to be upset if they don't change it. I just think if they came out tomorrow and said we're going to be unveiling a new AFL logo, I'd be like, cool, all for it. I don't know.
I like it.
I just think and also the AFL logo is it's wider than it is height, and a lot of the club logos are the opposite. They're taller and not as wide, and they used to be different. The Lions used to have a wider one, the Dogs used to have a wider one. They used to kind of do that, and I think it's changing with the times. Instead of going wider, you're gonna go taller. I don't know what it is. I just have this thing in my brain. That's how I think they should do it.
I think they could be in the process of doing it because I have a feeling. The milestone of 40 years of being the AFL in 2030 is a great opportunity to maybe do it.
Yep.
Doing it for the sake of it, though, you're right. The taller logos are coming in, but I think it's just a good representation of what the AFL is.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's not like it's fixing anything. I don't hate the current logo. I just think it needs a bit of a touch.
A lot of things are revamping though, so
yeah, just a bit of a touch up. Just something new, something a bit fresh. I don't know. That's just my thought that I had this week.
a great idea. Maybe we should ask. That's a question.
Yeah, should the AFL logo be changed? I'm going to bring it to the public eye.
All right. So if you're going to do it, and you're going to have a silhouette like the NBA do, they've got it similar, charismatic, same colors. You're going to have a silhouette. What's the silhouette, and who is it?
The mind immediately goes to Gary Moorcroft's mark. That's what the mind immediately goes to. But that's a basic bitch answer. So I feel like I should change that.
I brought up something that's never been said before, or at least I haven't seen. It's so exclusive. And then I've ran with the most fucking talked about thing ever. Do you have range, boy?
A basic bitch answer though. It's such a what's the most iconic AFL photo? And they're like, oh, Moorcroft's mark. I'm like, boring, man.
I feel like it has happened in the AFL era, which is good.
I also think this is an out of the box one. There is a photo of Daisy Thomas from the 2011 grand final where he's kicked a barrel from 50 on the boundary. And he's in midair, and it's the motorbike, basically. He's kicked it, and he's got, one leg out in front of him and the other leg tucked underneath. That'd be a cool silhouette. Also, the EJ Whitten silhouette, but that's already used for all the EJ Whitten legend stuff, so it doesn't work. And that's also a basic pitch answer.
That'd be Buddy.
Yeah. The arms out. I could see a Buddy arms out. That'd be cool.
When he does that. Gaz just running with the footy.
Yeah, just a Gaz holding the ball.
Choco with the tie.
Wanganeen-Milera taking a bounce.
It's Nazai Wanganeen-Milera.
Don't even make it a silhouette, just a photo of Naz. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know. I just think like the Moorcroft ones are good at like a classic answer. Again, pretty basic, pretty boring, but I feel like they would go for it.
Oh, you've done your question this week, haven't you?
There you go. Look at all that content being sorted.
Speaking of legends,
Mm.
they're going to become legends, I think, this crop of rising stars that we've got running through.
Mm-hmm.
Great segue too, Anthony. You did a great job there.
Fantastic segue. You've done a fantastic job.
So I thought I'd revisit our decisions at the start of the year because it's coming to the pointy end, and we're going to pick our All-Australian team in a couple of weeks as well, and everything, and all the awards and stuff, and the Legends game, everything's coming, and can't wait for October because footy can finish. But start of the year, we picked rising stars. Well, we did, but also we went with some rogue decisions. Who's yours at the start of the year?
At the start of the year, I said Harvey Langford, and I liked my pick, and I still do.
At the start of the year, I chose Joe Berry. And as of currently sitting here on the 4th of August recording this podcast, I don't like my pick. Not to say I don't like Joe Berry.
No.
Just don't like my pick. I mean, he couldn't get nominated in 2 weeks and storm home with a terrific finish. You just never know. Like, footy's a
never know.
Footy's a bitch of a thing.
Big 3 weeks. Big 3 weeks.
Could be very good in that 3 weeks. You know what I mean?
If he has 40 and 5 over the last 3 weeks, do they give it to him? Like,
hey, you got to. Imagine that. He's 45 for the next 40 and 5 for the next 3 weeks. He gets wins over Fremantle, Carlton, and Gold Coast. Good caliber.
After the season's over, and they're like, we probably should give it to him. It's the best 3-game run anybody's ever had. You may as well.
Ken's last thing he ever does for the footy club is he holds the CEO at gunpoint. He walks out like Smithers. We give it to Joe Berry. Anyway, so I thought very quickly we can go through what you think. Top 5 currently. We've looked at extensive research. Sports bet market. What's your top 5?
I still have Levi Ashcroft as my number 1.
Mm-hmm.
People have obviously been giving a lot of love to a few other guys, which I'll mention in a second. But I just think over the year as a whole, I think he's been the most consistent. And I really, really like him. I then have Murphy Reid as my 2. Again, consistent through the year. Has been fantastic from the first moment he was there all the way through. Then I have Dan Curtin, who I think there's a little bit of recency bias around Dan Curtin. I think he started the year okay. He's always been good, but he's really picked it up in the last sort of 5 weeks. And I think there's just a little bit of recency bias there, which is fine. Then I have my man Harvey Langford, who I originally picked at the start. If he finishes in top 4, that's a win for me. I'm taking it. I don't care. And then I have Connor O'Sullivan, who is playing in a good Geelong team, a consistent mainstay in their back line, and doing some really, really good things. That is my top 5. What is your top 5?
So currently, there's still 3 weeks to play out. It's very much good change.
Yep.
But I have Murphy Reid winning it.
Yep.
I think what gets me over the line with Murphy is the fact that he's done it in a Freo side that has been inconsistent, but still very, very good. They had that winning streak as well. And he's been terrific in every single one. I think he's in the top 5 for the AFL for score involvements or score assists. So
20 goals and 30 score assists, which is the most for a rookie since Cyril. So,
yeah, which is absolutely unreal. Levi Ashcroft is my number 2. I think he's had a Ashcroft first year.
He's a fucking star.
Dan Curtin 3, again, recency bias aside, but he's still a wingman and he's having 20 and kicking a couple, so that's
still very good.
Fits into the Crows system very, very well, and he's a big bastard too, which is
big boy,
scary.
Shithouse.
Another big boy is Harvey Langford, who's just having fun at the moment. I think in the D side that is looking pretty good. I actually got Luke Traynor at 5. I think he's been hardly done by this year with being subbed out a few times. Has had I think an injury at part of the year too, but I think he's been sensational and he's a real highlight in a year where the Tigers picked up 47 rookies.
He's been probably the best of them.
He's been probably the best of them. So.
Yeah, and I think not based on this year. I think overall he's going to be an absolute star. I think he's going to be amazing. I think he's going to be one of the great halfbacks in years to come. I just think this year, like you said, it's been inconsistent. He's been subbed out a lot. He's been the sub, but I really like Luke Trainer. And yeah, I just think he was just outside my top 5, but he'd be very, very close.
How to train a dragon.
He's fantastic at it. So
No, well done, Lukey boy. Doing very, very well. Should we tip round 22?
Yes. The one thing I do want to mention before we do the tipping of things.
All right, you've got to talk again.
You'll appreciate this as well because I know you like this guy.
Go on.
Back in the day, Dwayne Russell used to be like commentator for every Saints game, like when we were really bad in like 2016 or so. And nowadays, Corbin Middlemass is becoming our man. He has commentated a lot of Saints games recently. Commentated when we were at GMHBA, commentated our Freo game, and he commentated the game on the weekend. And the favorite thing about Corbin Middlemass, and we've spoken about this on the podcast before, he brings his wrestling references in, and it's very good. Don't know if he dropped one this week. Haven't seen any tweets about it, but his say his name and he appears Liam Henry one. Obviously fantastic. His Hacksaw Jim Duggan one that we were together
That's
for.
still my favorite one.
All time because we were making the joke by ourselves and then he said it. So I just want to give a shout out to Corbin Middlemass because I think he's really great and he's doing a lot of Saints games, so I'm hearing his voice a lot. And that's great.
He's very much on his way to a prime time slot, I think.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I think he's
I say the same as Jason Bennett. He did our game on the weekend, and I thought they both have the timing of they're not. I guess they're not oversaturating the words or the emotion. You know, we love Hutto because he's iconic and he screams and he's like a fan yelling at the TV type thing. Dwayne Russell's quirky in a sense. You know, we're getting some people are getting used to Jared. Where we know what he's like. And, you know, we've obviously heard JB and others as well. But these commentators that don't get the primetime slots that deserve recognition, Jason Bennett and Corbin Middlemass are two of the finest out there. And I actually love when they commentate.
He's flowers too. You're absolutely right about Jason Bennett. I could not have thought of a better commentator to commentate last week's game against Melbourne than Jason Bennett, Alistair Nicholson, Nick Rio, Joel Selwood, all about it. I was all about it. And like,
I love the Sunday cruise.
Yeah, listening to it back, it's like it was perfect. And then there's that video of Jason Bennett like literally quieting, like putting his hands out to say, everyone shut the fuck up and just let the moment happen. And that's exactly what you're talking about. They know when to speak, they know when to not. Give them their flowers. They're doing fantastic.
You know what Corbin Middlemass did for me? And this is a real throwback.
Oh, yeah.
He's become the 2020s version of Matthew Campbell.
Oh, yeah. That's fantastic.
Remember?
Yep.
I remember we used to get Matthew Campbell on the commentary every single week because we'd have the same, either the Saturday night time slot or you'd get him on the Sunday twilight.
Yep.
And it's a bit like Adam Papalia as well, you know, doing the Perth games and stuff, and, you know, and all of that. And it's like, Matthew Campbell. Now Corbin Middlemass is that, and it's
and Middlemass started with the Perth games, and then he's kind of worked his way, and it's like, oh, we'll do a GMHBA, oh, we'll do a Marvel, and they kind of just work his way back in, and I'm all about it. I'm a big fan.
I love it. Full credit to flowers, and I hope Dermot Brereton's flowers are burnt. Derm explains Footy plays like he's reading them in book form, and it's terrible. And when your club is losing by 88 points and he's explaining every single thing, I envy the deaf.
Oh, damn.
Oh, dumb. Great word. All right, let's tip.
Yes, last week. Now we were speaking about this before, and I'm just gonna pat myself on the back for 20 seconds here. Got 9. I've moved my way into 6.
It's not that fucking hard, man. How about you tip a bit different? Why you be safe?
How many people got 9?
2. It's too many.
Yeah, but I got it, which is very, very nice. I moved my way into 6th, which is very, very exciting. You also had a good week. You got 8, and you've moved yourself into 16th. We've in lack of better words, and
Are you barking?
already know I was going to say, in lack of better words, and I'm already regretting what I'm saying, we're coming hard late in the season.
Coming hard with our tips, eh?
For the lack of a better word, our tips are coming hard, and we are cruising our way in. And we're doing a bit.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it was going so well.
But that's okay. And NATO currently sits on top. Geordie B sits second. They're equal tips at the minute. There's 28 margin between them. NATO and Geordie B. Hudzilla Killer is one behind, and then we got MRL from PA or Mark is then 3 behind that, and then me and Anna and Rachel and Tom, a few of us hanging around.
I'm in 16th.
Better than it was before. You've flown in.
I've been coming hard for a while.
Yep.
Someone's got to enjoy our tips.
And we will.
We'll enjoy. Oh, I can't really say each other's, can
I? Dear.
All right, let's kick things off. Thursday night. Good game. Should be a good one. Hopefully it is. I don't want a disappointment like the last one when the Hawks died. Hawthorn, Collingwood at the MCG. Collingwood's bounce back or downfall, Jared?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I'm just checking the weather for Thursday because it'd be really funny if this was wet. No, it should be fine. 14. It's going to be cold, very cold, but shouldn't be wet, which is good. So hopefully we get ourselves a good game. It should be a big crowd too because it's like Hawthorn's season's basically on the line. Like you win this, still a final sniff. Collingwood lose this, and it's like, oh fuck, like we might not finish top 4, and that seemed like a certainty 3 weeks ago. So very interesting. I think this will be a good crowd. Like Thursday nights have struggled with crowds for a long time. I think this one will have a decent crowd. You said it earlier. The Pies are going to win the next 3, and I think they win this one. And they pretty much knock the Hawks out of contention. I'm gonna tip them by 18 points.
Pies are interesting because if I remember a season with Port where it was 2014. They were top 2 games clear, running amok. Had lost 1 game for the year, and then they lost. I think it was 6 of the next 7, and they ended up finishing 5th.
Yeah,
heartbreakingly losing the prelim and stuff. Were pretty good in finals, but it's amazing how things can drop off in a long season, and these are longer seasons now.
Yep.
But we just know how football works. They love to tease us. They love to poke the bear.
They love to pretend like Collingwood's a bad team.
And they're just not. They bounce back, they find a way, and they will win this game by 9 points.
Yeah. Nice.
And this will be the end of Hawthorn's season.
Yeah. I think it's pretty much we'll do it. The Dogs fans will be watching this game cheering on Collingwood harder than they've ever cheered on a team before in their lives. Dogs fans are like, please fuck this up, Hawthorn. And Giants fans too. Both are just like, please do this. I beg you. And yeah, this could be the end of their season.
Why in the flying fuck are we playing this game on a Friday night?
$21
on a Friday. If Port lost by 88 on Sunday at GMHBA, what do you think Essendon are going to do?
What's the AFL record?
I'm looking at Geelong, Melbourne down there.
I was about to say, do you reckon Geelong cracked the 200 again?
This is where Jezza gets his 100th.
Yeah. He could kick 25 in a game. I am obviously tipping Geelong. I'm tipping Jeremy Cameron. What's a big number?
15.
I was going to say 13.
I think he's 15. I think this is the one where he goes 90s, and then he's got like...
Imagine.
He's still got Richmond and Sydney to come.
I can see him kicking like a 13. And it's like 8 in the first half. And it's like, oh, fuck.
Because they're going to be looking for him.
Oh, and they will be fine to do so. He's going to be playing on fucking Blackiston. Like, who are these people? He's going to kick, I think he'll kick a lot. I don't even like.
Did not-
Usually I'm like, haha, he'll kick 15, haha, he'll kick 12. No, I fully 100% believe in my heart he's going to kick 13 goals.
Oh, I'm all for it. I will put a bet for 9+ probably.
I'd love to see what the market is there.
I know. It would be good fun. Good night to go see Fantastic Four, actually.
I was going to say, good thing you're not watching. I'll be sitting at home like, actually, no, I'll probably play footy. I'll finish footy and be like, how many has he kicked?
I mean, yeah, we got to just check it. Oh, he's kicked 7 3/4 time. Like, oh, we're going to go to bed.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, unless he's kicked like 10, then I'll be like, how many can he kick? And I'll probably watch it to see how many more he can get. But we'll see.
Oh, maybe that's the attraction then for this game to be watched.
See how many goals Jeremy Cameron can kick. I like it.
Tigers, Saints. Saints are winning this at the G.
I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm excited for some natural light games. A natural light afternoon game. Should be
What's the
fun.
weather?
Let's have a look. Thanks to bomb.com. 17 degrees. Beautiful. Beautiful day.
Raining?
No rain.
Damn.
Beautiful day for football.
If it was raining, I'd tip the G. I'd tip the G. Yeah, I would tip the G. The G's losing this one. There'll be no one there.
No, there'll be a few. It'll be fun. Saints will win.
Brisbane, Sydney. Interesting. Last time they played at the Gabba, Swans won this. But I also... It was last year.
Yeah, but like they were also playing it like a... It wasn't like they weren't their end of the level, you know?
I believe last time this game was played, it was actually a Sunday 12:40 game. I remember that.
Yeah.
It was in the daylight of the Gabba, and this one's going to be twilight of the Gabba, and the Lions are going to win. Logan Moddis is going to kick 8.
Yep.
Suns, Carlton. Now, the Marble Hoodoo, I get it.
Hmm.
I get it. And I am thinking, maybe. But no, Kerno. It's just, they don't find a lot. A lot of ways. So I'm tipping the Suns.
Yeah, no Kerno, and they just lost Harry O'Farrell, who's like the only other key forward on their list. And it feels like they're going to be forced into picking Harry Lemmy, which has been like their kryptonite over the last 2 years. He's been that guy that's just sat there forever and never been able to be picked. It's like he's forced into it now. So yeah,
you're tipping the Lions, by the way, aren't you?
Yeah, and then Suns.
Harry Lemmy on his way to Port too. From what I've heard. Speaking of Port, now. Depending on when this is all announced and everything and what this could be. And I understand that the team that we're putting on the park at the moment is not up to scratch. But if the announcement comes true and you're watching this and Travis Boak has announced his retirement and it potentially will be this weekend against the Dockers, there is in no way, shape or form, Port Adelaide will lose this game of football.
Wow.
They will not lose. I just know we're going to be... It will bring back the old stocks. Willie Rioli will come back in. You know, we'll put in the players that know how to win games. Boak's playing a full-time midfield role.
Yeah.
Everything. Rosie will come back. Even if he has to have a cast on his hand, he will play.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Port Adelaide will win this game. If it's not Boak's last game, we're losing by 10 goals.
My theory is that one of the two farewell games, whether it's Boak's this time or it's Ken's in the last, you'll win one of them. I just don't know which one to figure out. I know the last one's against Gold Coast, so you'd suggest picking this one. I'm going to try and just reverse psychology it for you and pick Freo.
I'm tipping Port regardless.
There you go.
Yeah.
I respect the reasons as to why. I respect the reasons as to why they will do literally everything possible to win this game. Boak will also have 32.
Boak's going to give us one final 30-3.
One final 3-voter as he gets himself along.
I wish he kept playing because every time he kicks a goal, it just rakes in the views.
Maybe you just like post Boak goals like for the rest of your... That's a great idea. We're just going to post every single goal he's kicked. Yeah, go all the way back to the start and work your way through.
He kicked his first goal against Richmond at the MCG.
I knew that one. Yeah, I've seen the footage.
I think that's because I forcefully made you watch.
The old school.
Look at it. Look at it.
Watch it. Watch it.
It's like that TikTok trend. You're going to watch this video and you're going to like it.
You're going to like it.
Giants North at Monica.
Yuck. Giants.
A really good round, this one, is it?
So many bad ones.
What game is going to give us anything decent? The D's have been competitive against the Dogs, but the Dogs are going to win by 150 because Darcy and Norton are going to kick 12 each. You're not going to tip.
May's still out. If May was in, so I would have brought back Lever as well. Then I would have been maybe convinced to tip an upset, but I'm not going to. I'm going to pick the Dogs.
You literally made me sit there and listen to you tell garbage about the fact that we've had no bottom 9, top 9 upsets in the last 10
Law
weeks.
of averages says that somewhere.
Law of averages says this year's shit.
Law of averages says it's got to happen somewhere.
Well, it's not going to be the Dogs. It's going to be the Eagles against the Crows and the mightiest of upsets where Bailey Williams kicks 9.
If Bailey Williams kicks 9, I don't even have a thing that is. I have a glass wardrobe thing here. I will run through it. I will run through this mirrored wardrobe thing if Bailey Williams kicks 9 goals.
There's your quote graphic for the week, then, isn't it?
It's not a great quote graphic.
I just want any sort of animation where you just run into a.
I was going to say, it's just a thing. It's just a mirror wardrobe thing, and I will run directly through it if Bailey Williams kicks 9.
This is just going to be a 9 out of 9 week.
Yeah. This is going to be one of those ones that everyone gets. I am still sticking by the fact that I think there is going to eventually be one of those top 9 teams.
It's
Port Freo. I was going to say,
Port
Freo is looking like the one, but I'm just going to stick with it then.
Well, something not to get upset about is the stupid sassy acts. Hello, Stroke. My name's Anthony. Nice to meet you. Stupid sexy aesthetics, right?
Yes, absolutely. We are starting ourselves off, obviously, with Hawks Pies. Very good.
Yes.
Very, very nice. Should be a good
I
crowd.
like it.
Yes. Cats Bombers. Respect the Bombers fans that are still showing up to games. There's not many of them. But if they pack them all into the little area like they do for all the other times, should be all right. I just don't think there'll be very many people there. Richmond Saints. I actually think there'll be a better crowd here than you think there's going to be. Won't be a massive crowd at all. But there'll be more Richmond. It'll be like it was with Saints North. North fans rocked up because they were sniffing a win. They were like, maybe this is the one. And I think Tigers fans will be doing the same. And then Saints fans are just rocking up because they want to get a glimpse of Naz. If Naz is just there, they want to just see him and they're rocking up for it. So I think it'll be okay. And yellow and red work out pretty well.
I look forward to seeing the MCG blue seats. That's what I look forward to.
Should be nice. Lions Swans, not bad. This will be okay. The maroon.
I ruined it for me. The grand final.
True, and the Gabba seats are bad. That's a little gripe that I have with the Gabba. I hate the color of those seats.
The little gripe with the Gabba. The day that
one
thing
of the
gets,
many gripes.
The thing when that thing gets bulldozed, I actually want to be there.
I will have a beer to celebrate the Gabba getting fucking just imploded from the inside. You know those videos of those buildings that just implode from the inside because they're demoing? I want to see that.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see happen to the Gabba.
I'm going to be watching the live stream of that.
Yeah, hate those fucking seats. It's going to be bad. Blue Suns, no one will be there. So that's fine. Port Freo, almost exclusively because you're going to see a lot of teal. There's going to be a lot of teal and it'll be a big crowd. So
If
not,
you'll see a lot of blue seats.
If not, horrendous.
Can't wait to see the blue Adelaide Ovals.
Oh boy.
And just a patch of purple.
It's gonna be
on
so
the hill.
Giants North, whatever.
There might actually be no one at any of these games on Sunday.
These Dogs, no one. There'll be Dogs fans there. These fans probably won't go.
What are you doing on Sunday?
Fuck all. Should I go to the MCG and stand it?
No. I was going to say what you're going to do instead of these 3 games they're going to watch.
I might go to the MCG and be like, yeah, come on, fucking Dogs, you know?
Yeah, that's such a Monday thought. You won't be doing that on Sunday.
Absolutely. And West Coast Adelaide. I mean, West Coast fans rock up no matter what. They could get beaten by 300 points 3 weeks in a row, and there will be 30,000 West Coast fans at the Optus Stadium, and I respect that, and it'll be fine.
Well, that's the only positive about this week is the fact that at least the colours are good, because watching it is actually terrible. Thank God I get to sit across from you every week, because that's about the only good thing I get to look at. Anyway, we're done.
I may hate talking about football, but I may hate watching football, but I love being able to talk about football, because then I get to just look across and I see your face and we're like, hey, there we go. And we can make something interesting happen out of football, and that's nice.
I thought you were going to say we can make something interesting out of us. And I was like, we've come full circle from that, Tips.
Yep.
Anyway, been a pleasure. I don't know what else to sign off with, so I guess we'll just... If this is the end, Trav, this is the saddest day in football. But it's okay. I have no other monologue to say. I will do it next week. If it does happen,
I was going to say,
I'll give my full pitch next week.
This will be a pretty much entire episode dedicated to the man next week, if it is the case.
Yeah. Now I don't know what to title this episode, because it's going to be coming out on the day that... If it does happen, I'll just say a Travis Boak memoir. And you've had to stay to the end.
Yes, very true.
Dearly beloved people. You stayed to the end. Just like Trav did. Fought through everything and got to the end, and he did it with a smile. Ah,